The New England Patriots have a golden opportunity as with a skill position player just released who has played on the Patriots before. This could be the perfect move for the squad, and the Patriots have been labeled a top landing spot for this specific player. Welcome into Patriots Digest, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. I appreciate you hanging out with me, tuning into today's show. I want to remind you that if you're looking for Patriots content throughout the 2025 NFL season and beyond, we've got you covered here. So go down there, hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free. Okay, so the New England Patriots wide receivers have been honestly better than expected this year to a lot of people. I think for Patriots fans, we had the expectation, or maybe not the expectation, but the hope that this is what this team was going to look like. Obviously, Kyle Williams in the past couple weeks has looked a lot better, partially to the fact that Kayshon Boutte has been injured. Mac Hollins has also stepped up, but overall, this is a very solid wide receiver room. However, there were still reports at the trade deadline the wide receivers were an option for the Patriots and that they were looking into trading for one, specifically one from the New Orleans Saints, talking about either Rashid Shaheed or Chris Olave. We know Shaheed ended up with the Seattle Seahawks. Olave stayed put in Seattle. But some interesting things came out recently. As I said, a skill position, meaning wide receiver, got released. That is wide receiver Brandin Cooks of the New Orleans Saints. He is officially parting ways. Now, I do have to stop this and say that Adam Schefter says while the release has not fully gone through yet, it is expected to pass over the next couple days, just to kind of keep everything clear. Knowing this, and knowing Cooks did spend one season with the Patriots back in 2017, there was immediately about 15 different articles talking about where is he going to end up, who are the top landing spots, and the Bills, Rams, and Patriots became the top three suitors for Brandin Cooks. Now, obviously, there's a lot to digest in this and talk about, well, do the Patriots really need him? Would he be cheap? Is that a good option to bring in a veteran wide receiver? We're going to kind of dive into that and really go into the article here, talking about it from USA Today. Nick Bickerhoff saying, quote, conventional wisdom suggests that the 12-year veteran would fancy playing for a contender. The off-traded Cooks was again rumored as a trade target ahead of the deadline, but nothing materialized, end quote. The big thing for Cooks is he spent time with Dallas where he really kind of formed into, I'd say, an upper echelon wide receiver. I think for most of his career he was above average, but in Dallas is where he really performed. Obviously, the 1 year with the Patriots was very good as well. In New Orleans, though, nothing really worked. Whether you want to blame it on the quarterback, whatever, this past year, it was not going well. And like I said, the trade rumors, especially in New Orleans, tried to get something going, but ultimately nothing happened. And now he's released, which is probably why those trade rumors never got to anything more because, well, people who were trying to look at that and say, well, could we trade for him, saw that and said, well, I bet you're going to release him, which ended up being true. We continue on with the article here. Nick Bickerhoff of USA Today saying, quote, Cooks only spent one season with the Patriots, but this is another reunion that makes sense. The Patriots rebuild was kicked into overdrive in 2025, taking them all the way to contending status. With a team so far ahead of schedule, it's only natural to expect some weakness in various position groups, end quote. That's where I want to pause and kind of say my piece with this. I do believe this is a fantastic opportunity, and I do believe that Brandin Cooks would be a good signing for how cheap he is. And in terms of the Patriots wide receivers, they were going to keep 8 at one point. Right now, I believe they have only officially 6 on the roster, so adding a 7th wouldn't be a bad idea. However, I do not see this position as a weakness whatsoever. Stefon Diggs has been fantastic. Kayshon Boutte was a full participant in practice, will play this week is the expectation from Mike Vrable. Hunter Henry, we know that Drake Maye, and honestly, Patriots in general have always loved their tight ends. Mac Hollins has stepped up in the absence of Kayshon Boutte and could definitely pop up there. We can see Pop doing some things every now and then. Kyle Williams, I think I would rather have him get more targets and more games than bringing in Brandin Cooks. However, I do have to say that if you are looking at this as a true contending season and Brandin Cooks is a cheap and valuable asset, then heck, why not go get him? Looking at his stats here throughout his now over 11-year career, going into 12 years at this point, he's a very, very good player. He's got over 9,000 yards, closing in on 10,000, in fact, in his career yardages. But the past couple years, it's been tough. He had that 1 year in Dallas in 2023 where he materialized after having some great time in Houston. Obviously, the Texas connection with Houston and Dallas where he really became kind of the top-tier guys. Obviously, you know what he was doing back in New Orleans in the early days, and then with the Patriots in 2017. having 1,000 yards. So this guy is a top tier wide receiver. It really is. But is he that anymore? Because in terms of the past 4 seasons, he hasn't been able to total more than 700 yards. He's only played in 10 games each the past 2 seasons, 13 games 4 years ago with the Texans. So I think in a lot of ways he does look like a very good option for the Patriots. But again, it's really about, do you see a weakness in the Patriots wide receiver room? Cooks, being a veteran, you can look at these stats and say what you will, but it's kind of something to note that he is a veteran. And yes, Stefon Diggs has been that veteran presence that nobody expected, at least for him to act like it, which, I mean, I'm very happy that he has. But you add another veteran into this, and maybe if there's injuries or if down the stretch you need some extra arms, Brandin Cooks can easily be that guy. So for me, does this seem like a amazing top tier option that I'm going to go with? I don't know if I would label it as amazing, but is it like a golden opportunity, an easy, cheap signing to add? And I mean, if he wants to play for a contender and a team that he's already played for, obviously he went back to the Saints in this season, why not come back to the New England Patriots? The question is, what about Eliot Wolf? What about the Patriots? And do they really want a wide receiver? And funny enough, that's kind of how it is. Nick Bickerhoff, USA Today, mentioned it, that New England could have been in the market for a receiver at the deadline, but they didn't address that need. Cooks could easily provide value to the new faces in Mike Vrable and Drake Maye. And I think he makes a good point here, and it's probably the biggest one in my thought process, is that there were rumors at the trade deadline that the Patriots were looking for an edge rusher and a wide receiver and potentially a running back. Obviously, the running back, thank goodness they didn't get that because TreVeyon's been fantastic. But ultimately, guess what? They didn't get anybody at the trade deadline. They traded people away, but this is a free signing. Not free, but basically free for the price it's going to be. So why not go out and make the move is my question. Why not go out and think about this? And so I'm going to ask you, I want your thoughts here as we round out the show. Would you be interested in New England signing Brandin Cooks? If you would like to see him signed here and come back where he played a very good 2017 season, then type S for sign. If you would say, no, doesn't make sense, I'd rather have those targets stay with Kyle Williams, and I like the receiving core as it is and don't want to have to worry about moving around rosters, then I want you to type P for pass. Would you be interested in the Patriots signing Brandin Cooks? S for sign, P for pass. If you ask me, I mean, the title says it all. I think this is a very good opportunity for them. I'm not going to say that this is a necessity, but the stats that he has, the ability that he has to come out here and compete, and obviously he's not the same as he was when he was playing with the Patriots or the Rams or the Houston Texans or even the first year with Dallas where he played decent. Like it's kind of just an intriguing time for the NFL as a whole and how many people are being released. And I mean, Dameon Pierce got released yesterday. It was a guy who was a running back who 3 years ago was great, but it's kind of the new lifespan of NFL players. And Brandin Cooks, for how long he's been in the league, he's got a lot more experience than most people, and I think he could definitely be a help. That's what we got for you here today on Patriots Digest. We appreciate you tuning in and asking and talking with us, but we'll see you next time here on the show. Peace out, guys.